Well, howdy do, buckaroos. It's highball time again.
Have you got highballs?
No,
At my age, they're hanging a little low, I'm here to tell you.
so I tried. More info than you want to know. So I got some Maker's 46. I'm making a highball with this LaCroix sparkling coconut flavored sparkling water. It is. I had some. I actually tried just a little bit. I didn't do a video, but I tried just a little bit yesterday using some Jameson Caskmates. I know it's cardinal sin to use a whiskey like that in a highball, but I was curious, man. So I thought today I'd use this Maker's 46. Maker's 46 uses French oak, which, in my opinion, imparts more vanilla than the American white oak. So I thought it would. I thought the flavors of the Makers would just go nice with this coconut water. The aromas are certainly pleasant, I'll tell you that. So what I got here in my Wild Turkey glass, although not traditionally highball glass are generally cylindrical. This is more of an old-fashioned glass, but it does work for such occasion. Yeah, I've got about an ounce and a half of the Makers to about 6 ounces of the coconut water. That is very nice. I noticed yesterday when I tried it that coconut really smoothed out any rough edges the highball might have. It does the same thing with this Makers. But again, using this Maker's 46, I'm getting a lot of vanilla notes combining with that coconut. That really works together very nice. Now, I'm not a fan of drinks or cocktails that don't taste like alcohol, but a lot of folks do. And as I'm drinking this right now, I'm thinking, boy, if you combined it with a coconut liqueur, or I mean, you can get almost a flavor of like a coconut cream pie kind of thing if you used a vanilla liqueur and another coconut liqueur with it. It'd have that kind of thing to it. Or if you had a banana liqueur, it'd be like a banana coconut thing going on. Oh, yeah, I guess we all go through phases when we're drinking. Through the ages, as I started drinking, I did enjoy highballs. And early on, I would drink generally bourbon with 7-Up. But by my before mid-20s, actually, I got tired of that sweetness and switched to bourbon and club soda. But about my early 30s, I went from drinking the highball to drinking mostly on the rocks. Before I got to 40 anyway, I went to drinking mostly neat. But now I've kind of come around. I like drinking mostly neat, but every once in a while, especially during the summertime, I like drinking on the rocks. But over the last year or so, I've really been trying to bring the highball back. I started because I started going to bars and finding out that younger bartenders had no idea, not that they didn't even know how to make one, they weren't even familiar with the term highball. That irritated me. I was frustrated, man. So then I started doing a series of videos trying to bring back the term the highball. Well, I would even run into bartenders in their 30s that had no idea what a highball was. I'm thinking, damn, really? I'm not surprised that a 21-year-old kid doesn't know what a highball is, but I was surprised that a bartender just shy of 40 didn't know what a highball was. It's one of those things, terminology. I don't know that there's any hard and fast rules, and there might be somewhere printed. But traditionally, with some exceptions, I know there's always going to be that jackass that feels the need to correct me for some odd reason. But for the most part, and again, there are some exceptions, but the highball was traditionally one liquor, one mixer. And sometimes you have, you've added an ingredient or two. But highballs typically had more ingredients. I mean, cocktails traditionally had more ingredients than a highball. It's one of those things where all highballs are cocktails, not all cocktails are highballs. Oh, this is a very enjoyable cocktail because it is, again, that I have some Baru vodka. I may try it with some vodka too to might make it a more refreshing. But traditionally for me, for myself, I shouldn't have said traditionally. I just should have said for myself. Yeah, I'm a bourbon guy deep at heart. I mean, I do love me some Irish whiskey. But when I'm having a highball, if I had a cheaper bourbon on hand, I would have used it rather than using the Maker's 46 in a highball, which should irritate some of you because it really is almost a travesty to put a liquor like this in an highball. I'll even admit that. I'll tell on myself. But it's what I had handy, so I figured what the hell I wanted to try it. Regular makers would be fine in a drink like this. Regular Jim Beam would be fine in a drink like this. If you're a JD drinker, that would work too. Use whatever you have. But, I'm telling you that the coconut water, the sparkling coconut, really just blends well with the bourbon. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It gives you some added flavor without having added sweetness, and I guess that's why I like it. It works for me, man. So there you go. How about that? Have a highball. Have a couple highballs for all. Heck, they come in too, man. Anyways, I'm Tyler Beer Whisperer. We'll talk to you later.